Hello, welcome to Tomorrow Again. Excuse my appearance, but I wanted to get on this ASAP. I just spoke with a friend of mine who told me about this sort of kind of mystery. I don't know how or why I keep missing these cases, but I think I probably work too much and it just sort of escapes my attention. But there was a woman who is accused of murdering her boyfriend. Right now, I can't think of the names, but I've got the faces in my mind. And I try to give less attention to any detail that I may have read, so I don't read much on the story. So if my intuition sounds a little clumsy or a little strange, I apologize beforehand. The best way for me to really hone in on a case and get the best details is to know less about it as I possibly can. Before I get started, I'm not going to say any names, but I really wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude to those of you who have followed me for a long time. I know exactly who you are. As I said, I won't mention your name right now, but I just want to tell you guys thank you, and I am grateful. You give me the energy and the strength to keep going with this channel. And if it wasn't for you guys, I'm not sure if I would still be doing it. Maybe I would. I don't know. Maybe. But nevertheless, I wanted to just take the time to tell all of you who have been following this channel for years and years, or just years. I really appreciate you. And those of you that take the time to email me with suggestions, or to email me with anything that would promote metaphysics and using intuition to help others, because that's exactly what this channel is about. It is to help solve missing persons cases and certain sorry, I'm getting notifications on my phone. It's to promote well-being for everyone in the world. It's not to promote me. I'm just a small teeny vessel in this entire metaphysical world. I believe there's a physical world that we live in and that we're aware of, and then there is the sort of metaphysical part of it that we may not always be aware of. And the best way to tap into that sort of metaphysical part of life is to don't think about it. Do the opposite of what you do in the physical world. And that's what I've been practicing. That's what I've been trying to sort of tap into. I don't really want to say perfect because I'm a long ways from that. So I use this channel and the people who think similar to me to support one another to try to help make the world a better place. I first want to talk about, as I mentioned to you guys, the first thing that I got. Someone sent me the picture of the people involved, or the person involved, because the other person is deceased. And I believe the woman's statement said that she stabbed her boyfriend in self-defense. The first thing I got just from the picture, and just that's literally all I know, what I just told you guys. That is literally all that I know. The picture that I saw of an attractive blonde-haired young woman and an attractive young man. It was like a split picture, and I'll put it up here and show you what I saw. And the name of the young man sound unusual, his last name, but I couldn't tell you right now if you handed me $1 billion what his name is. But I'm going to put that up here during the editing, and when I edit it, of course, I will read up on the case. But right now, I haven't read anything. This is what I get. I see a bar, and I'm not sure why, but I feel like something started in a bar. And how do I know it's a bar? Because I hear clanging. It could even be a restaurant that serves alcohol. But I get bar, and I get that someone may have been drinking a little too much. And I get that the girl in this relationship, the female in the relationship, I feel like she was starting to feel used. Although there was something about her personality that suggests that she may be the type who would be using someone. Now, after saying that, I do remember I either saw a smidget of the article. I don't know. I'm sure I actually saw this, and this isn't my so-called intuitive mind coming up with this. Somewhere I heard or I read that she only dated men that had a certain kind of wealth. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do get that she was very insecure within herself. To look at her, you would think she wouldn't be, and it only felt like there was a part of her that had any worth. I don't believe, and for whatever this is worth, it's my opinion, it's my intuition, I don't believe it was self-defense. And if it was self-defense, it was exaggerated. It was exaggerated self-defense so that she could get the end that she wanted. Believe it or not, even though I'm saying that, I'm going to say this. She will be bothered by this until her last days on earth. I feel from her there is a certain kind of depression, despair, regret. I also see that there could have been an unborn child involved with these two people. I don't know if there was a recent termination in pregnancy. And if the article says it, if the news is saying it, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. I'm not aware of it as of right now. And right now, that's really all that I see. I mean, it's probably a lot. I see that she actually did commit murder. I don't think it was in self-defense. And I could very well be wrong, because that's a heck of a thing to say about someone. But that's my opinion. The second, and by the way, if I get any other feelings about this, any other intuitive feelings, I will do a follow-up video. If not, that's all I got, what I just gave you guys. The second case that I would like to talk about is, the second case is a young woman, who has been missing. At this time, it's been over a week. Today's April 13th, 2022. And it's been over a week, I believe, since she's been missing. And I don't remember her name either. I'm sorry. I'm just not good at names. But when I go back through the editing, I'll put her name up here and her picture. I have seen her picture. I saw a 2-minute news broadcast on YouTube, about this case. But other than that, I haven't really delved into it too much, because like I said, when I do that, it kind of messes with my accuracy. And for me, this is still a process of learning to find missing people and to solve mysteries. It's not like sitting down with someone, giving them a one-on-one reading. It's a different process for me, so bear with me. In the second case, I see, and I do know for sure there was an accident, and I do realize that the missing woman's clothes were found on the scene or near the scene of the accident. I see her pulling something, almost like a tug of war, but not a tug of war. It wasn't a rope. I see her pulling something, and she's bearing her weight down to give herself extra leverage or extra strength. I'm positive about that. I also see that there could be somewhere involved, I guess I could say, I don't know if I should say drugs or, weed. I don't know. I see that there could be something to do with that around this case. In what fashion? I don't know. I have no idea. But I do know that I sense that there was weed involved or even drugs involved in this case. And I see a tug of war. Who did it? Who's the cause of her missing? I don't know. But common sense will tell us all that this does not sound right. At one point, the Chicago Police Department, or Gary, Indiana Police Department, had, I believe, announced that they'd found a body, I guess, in the area where the woman went missing. And they'd called the coroner's office out, even had told some citizens about this. And the family, I believe, even heard it, that they had found a deceased body. And when the coroner came to investigate, there was no body. It was a silicone doll. There was a full doll, and they thought that it was a body. Well, I could probably, it does make sense. Sometimes a body can be deceased for so long and start to decompose. Maybe it could resemble, an inflatable doll or some sort of silicone doll. This case is strange to me. I'm going to put the faces and names that I can put up on the screen so you can get an idea of who the people involved or not involved are. This doesn't feel good for me. It doesn't feel good at all. I see a fight. I see a fingernail that could pop off, popped off or broke, a broken fingernail. And I smell water. You know what? I know this is Chicago or Indiana, but it smells swampy, like water. And I'm in Illinois, and it's raining today, and it's been raining off and on. And I think she could be found somewhere where there's water, lots of moisture, because I can smell that in my mind's eye. And that's all I've got on this case. So if anyone has any information about either of these cases, the best thing to do is to call the local police department and tell them what you got. And lastly, I'm going to put up in 2 previous videos, my daughters and myself went out to Oak Ridge Cemetery to look for the north side of the cemetery. Well, we kind of did it backwards, and we were so anxious to find this Agatha person, we forgot the cemetery is sort of an oval shape, and it's almost, when you're in the cemetery, it almost has the feeling like you're going in circles, and it can be a little dizzying feeling because there's lots of hills, and it kind of, in a way, alters your perception of direction. But I'm going to put a picture up of the cemetery that we were at in the last 2 videos. And if you have anything to add, any suggestions, like one very kind lady sent me an email suggesting that I check out Find a Grave. And even though we don't know Agatha's last name, she felt like it could help. The cemetery is Oak Ridge Cemetery, where Abraham Lincoln is buried. It's in Springfield, Illinois. It's a national cemetery. And someone that we know had a visit from someone telepathically. In this channel, we don't hold any apologies or over-explain anything. It is what it is. The woman had a visit from someone, either someone who's alive through telepathy or someone who has passed away. And I have since talked to her, and she told me that she thinks the woman Agatha is not passed away. She's in the land of the living. And she felt like Agatha is probably in her early to mid 40s, blonde hair, and her hair kind of stood out in the sense that it was sort of flowing. Her face, she couldn't see her face. But yeah, and she was a little heavy set. And she came to this lady and told her name and said that she needed her to come to the north side of Oak Ridge Cemetery in Springfield, and she had a message for her. So on that whim, me and my daughters went out to the cemetery to investigate, and we found nothing. But looking at the map of Oak Ridge Cemetery, it looks like the area where the children are buried, and if you, I don't think I still have that video. I think I deleted it. But if you look at one of the past videos, there's an area where the children, there's mass grave, if you remember, where there are a lot of children buried that lived in this orphanage in Springfield. And so they just, when they passed away, they just put them all in the same area. A lot of the graves are unmarked. Some are. There's some religious people, head of church, local church, that are buried there as well. And I guess they were affiliated with this orphanage, or Friends of the Friendless, I think is what it was called. Friends of the Friendless. That sounds sad. But that's the north side of the cemetery. So I think I had said in the last video that I was not going to revisit, but with that extra information, I got to revisit. I got to go out there and do EVP, but we got to have proper equipment, and maybe we can get some sort of message as to what Agatha wanted. So that's all I got for today, you guys, and I hope this video reaches everyone, the best of health and happiness, and try your best to remain balanced. It's not always easy because people will push you. They will push your buttons till you want to just So I would suggest to go into different areas of your life with purpose. If you're going to go to work tomorrow morning, for example, go with purpose. You know that you're going to get your work done. You know you're going to get to work safe and sound. You know you're going to leave work on time, safe and sound. And make sure you have purpose and goal, intention for most of the things that you do. Whew! What a video. Please consider subscribing to this channel. For everyone that has just subscribed to this channel, you new subscribers, welcome. This is a channel about metaphysics, missing persons, serendipity, synchronicity, you name it. It is a part of what we talk about. We talk about haunted houses. We do haunted walkthroughs. As a matter of fact, we've got a haunted walkthrough coming up pretty soon. We talk about various things that are under the umbrella of metaphysics. This is tomorrow again. If you want to reach me, if you want to contact me, my email is misspsychicdetective@gmail.com. Going across like that. And any questions that you have, please feel free to write me. And I'll do the best that I can to answer, because I appreciate the support. This is Tomorrow again, wishing you the best of the best.